Ramo ato Ghana man adeshiman. Memo bibiara aha zeba ewia ber. Abusua kase akan KA3SE wo big family radio KASE3BO. Embre no asede ensama wodo yensa ka na ya aboabo no meje ber na da je na mede bosom zo kwotwi no kwa brema na otopete man Ghana ha no yaze bosom de ewia ber abusua kase akan KA3SE. Ejima kubi adarum no boy na chidom ende ewia ber me yaze ensama wodo yaze dan wo KASE3BO. Big Family Multimedia Institute BFM Store, Trustees Network Group, and AFESO Center for Trade. We now be in Chidom, and my yeds and Samin, Yadanu, and the area berry. The Maran so make out the KASE3BO, and I'm live on Facebook and all your BFM network, ABK TV Ghana, the Maran so and Zeno.fm, Zeno.radio, able to make KASE3BO be as a for Amen and the area berry. And some no odoso pa nemom zosa fata det no ena yede esmo ende wi abreza odmu akoten ebinyi ende yewra kisi ajaben waye nsem chofu nhyiema orichema yewra Ken oforiata oye wanted pa yedi nchemu yede bro Yera Alban Bagbin Somana Kingsford to go at him there. A couple more in Bersabujumufiwa, we hear divine intervention pa and sana with tum what they do maybe strong this other song cockadoo one which made him edgeman. Yera Alexander Afanyon Markin or say, also colorate Bayer and Impa ha and not ne drebian crop. And when you be a woman from Mantama, never we pa or the couple Mangana and Bersabujumufi. Doctor Amwa Queen and Premping, Walker say, I say, KJT Gutibiano, a fabia on ye no, or Boshe, na we tum assassinina. And someone been making one a yard on a bed door, Mother Bossum, the area bear, Abusua kase, Akan KA3SE, war big family radio, KASE3BO. Akan Kenya, what's a manka and the Eviabri is in a majeto Aranyan. Ejats Kobana. The donor from Ejat school time was porcupine. After the Jabray, na you assume Naman fan Samano Ninchemu Emo. Office of the Special Prosecutor, Ozabo Tugwa Achem Day. Oye kanen oswafo no hwaman Ghana niska won samuda wo manpanyin na nado na kokufado na membum no oye onimiafo Ken ofori ata say siarade oda wanted papa wo hwehwe ne zanzan na nente wo hwehwe ne ina ine de wo susu de kata asese dwumide kankana proyibie akodo na afeso nhwem bi wore no ho akobɔ no mu ana ne na kupu mu bi ne ina F National Cathedral Project afeso Strategic Mobilization Limited na KA3SE ebieni bi aka ho no papa no ngbon mi bi na yewra kisi ageben aye special prosecutor no onen samtwafo kasa ende ya no payai ena odu tugwa no orichem dem yewra Ken oforiata baby biaro hye ewo oman na ha na wiasema bia no onyi ni ti number mupem oman na ha number yi nsama no na ansan yada na yete de yewra Ken oforiata no ho dodo no kakra enti ekupem mu ewa amanone a okwaje ayerehwe ewo ho enti onomodo ama yewra of office of the special prosecutor kisi agebina kasa achem de sempo yewra Ken oforiata sabi odowumpa do krampo a onsore mbra Ombre bi nanu wonsan bi wupa na nsama record no onten wase woye de menhwema ho dronyin nyina no won da bebe no bo no bi enti ombre no bi nanu wonsan tin prempen waye nsam twafo nhiem eno da together yewra oye Ken oforiata oda wanted.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following: 1. contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Xiaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service.
Abusua na onechunu yera kisi ajeben ano oye Office of the Special Prosecutor osanso kase no jemude eda no bna de yade oye ne de yai wokakade enipabonufu bi akoyera Ken ofori atane na sonia na nifie wa wokwo wanka okaye nzame bia onsan fata yera kisi ajeben da botu ga jemude dame enimpa na wokwo kide tutu sam na wukasam no won free nation ye won free Office of the Special Prosecutor nation ye wokra na adamankwafo no ono Office of the Special Prosecutor no osusude yewura Ken oforiata nankasa no ena osheda amankwafo be ofie wo ba bibi dam amagana fo ye na adwun kokko da management de Office of the Special Prosecutor opede oyinshomu for Ken oforiata hom enti da adwun yin na akogye de na wana na okọ ofie wo kaya do today wana okọ ofie kaya da o say eni po wokọ ni fie wono onyim hwe won free nation ye okra nemum yewura Ken oforiata emum ena osoma nkrofo nankasa ena wokọ na ni fie wono okọ ya do today mes mo ba ya what the better strat Ghana fu ina no bia na adwene kokko.
The purported raid on Mr. Oforiata's residence was staged, or at best, an imposter action in an attempt to court disfavor for the OSP and to derail the investigation. You know us very well. The OSP is never deterred by such occurrences, and the investigations will continue as by law prescribed. These occurrences and the OSP's intelligence, which will not be revealed at this time for fear of compromising the investigation, are very instructive as not to put premium on Mr. Oforiata's alleged imminent peril should he travel back to the jurisdiction. In any case, the purported medical letter transmitted through his lawyers to the OSP did not state so or demonstrate so. The OSP is unconvinced that the purported medical letter transmitted by Mr. Oforiata through his lawyers to the OSP represents a medical report to the effect that Mr. Oforiata is incapacitated or is so sickly and invalid to the extent that he is physically unable to return to the jurisdiction without imperiling his life. No serious law enforcement agency, and certainly not the OSP, will be convinced that the purported medical letter stops it from demanding the physical appearance of Mr. Oforiata before it in the described circumstances. We are of the firm conviction here that this is only a ruse employed by Mr. Oforiata in aid of his intention to avoid returning to the jurisdiction and to personally answer questions in respect of the investigations. We are convinced that the real intention of Mr. Oforiata is what was communicated to the OSP in the very first letter transmitted by his lawyers on 31 January 2025. That is, he has left the jurisdiction indefinitely. That was what was communicated to us at the first instance, and that is his intention. He has no intention of willingly returning to the jurisdiction. That much is clear to us. Consequently, ladies and gentlemen of the media, the OSP declares Kenneth Nanaya
Abusua yatwa ensam no do Wa ensemble from no yekopo mu manga na mbrehye bedwomu fia yera Alban Bagmin Somana Kingsford ono eno ye chame no manga na mbrehye bedwomu fie na anope odensama wodo atugwa ensama wodo atugwa ni nan dem ekopo mu manga na mbrehye bedwomu fia wonya mpa wopa ose wonya divine intervention gide otwedwan po basaya democracy yankopon official ba na obegina parliament wo bia na obehye be mu fie wo bi na wetuma ye adwuma ase nanse ntawantawa otisie wo manga na behye be mu fie no wada adwunwa ontene wase okotene wase so a odwunwa onye ye dan ya da appointment committee wo kwa asetene o okoye na mentemu wase gegegegegege me yera rocks nda mefiopo mo bi sabi okomi anahwe kurampo ne ina odwunwa ntase ena akasa na ochemu den se yehwe oye da mental wantawo ye wa be ya ohun de sunsun bi etimrehye bedwomu fie wo pa osun bi otimrehye bedwomu fie wo enti ne se ano odin paagbo ba ehyedo empaagbo no de ba ehyedo pa se mrehye bedwomu fie wo konhyiemu bi na so ye private meeting na wo koro ya wo ko wano woten wodi wo bra won ase fefefio na mmom ubudro manga na mrehye bedwomu fie pe hey wone bu Jetlin ebo Jack Chan Buslin, Commando, Van Dam, Chadebu na mkofi na bo parliament wo. Na waya tuma monto. The watch agent watch. Iya trino chade onya samakraba. Enti ohun so de monkofu kriya so. Wakwa so de ma. What na waya kwankro merade Abigail oba no ofe. Owa adwempa msumu ofe mu adwenpa. Ne ina wode so de mo. Enso be budu omanga na mbehye bedwomu fie a wababra won ase na wanyina wetuma ye na woda abo mo manga na etuma akonkan no what's the bida enti ohun na mbehye bedwomu fu no we hear divine intervention and sign a disorder no parliament won na omanga na mbehye bedwomu fie no wa ye dwuma.
In fact, when I was in Morocco, I was wondering why anytime I'm out of the seat there's trouble. Immediately I hand over this order. I'm never present when you have those things. I remember just last week when I was moving to my office, I handed over to my second deputy speaker. Immediately he sat and started. Members were on their feet singing and saying so many things. I was still at my lobby. I didn't know whether to rush back to come and take over, and that would not show good leadership. So I restrained myself and watched all that happen. Why? And sometimes when wise men speak and people don't listen, these are the consequences. There is good reason why the country differed from other countries and decided that the speaker must be one, not a member of parliament, two, impartial, not neutral, impartial. So when you give a decision that people sitting on that chair can be partial, you've created disorder. I will be quoting decisions that I spoke against, and you people moved with the mob, and they became decisions of courts and rules in this house, in this country, for you to see the consequences. That is the only reason why any of the deputies, when they are sent onto the chair, you behave the way you behave. Well, you see them as what? One of you unaligned. So the others not belonging will not go with him.
Enti chame no woman Ghana mbrehye bedwomu fie yera Alban Bagmin Somana Kingsford ena ete ne nka no yatoa ensam no do yeda ho wo man Ghana mbrehye badwemu fie edom kumamba da no nyi onimiafo Alexander Afanyo Markin osanso ye mbrehye badwemu nyi de ma de hye wo efutu abato mpehye do won fifini mantomu wakasa wo man Ghana mbrehye badwemu fie dem osepa obasede swafo shoman Ghana yene apomuzin samodo owura min kobena minta akando ombra mbehye badwemu fie na ombe yi na nsem bia no ewo man Ghana mbehye badwemu fie wo na ensem obebe yiye anon binyine de denti ena ye ba ofra ne cholera wetum age no ho satre ewo man Ghana ha tede etopoti wo man Ghana yene manto medun nyina na de me yerbe wetum waage no ho trehe ewo ho na ekopo emu afifini manto mo kwampo na da me cholera be o cheme ho no enimpa be cholera be ye 400 cases ahana en we po emu ho ena ye be bi so we niti ewo etifi atoye manto meche upper west region da me ye be oye cerebrospinal meningitis no wetum ama no modo ewo ho ema ono so no enimpa be ye edu anan wa afama hwo no kwa ewo etifi atoye manto mum enti yero minta akando ombopo emu ewo Omanga na mbesha be mu fie nombe yi na no ewo de mensem ombe che enyoma nje ya wodo de bugu akwem obaboa ama wetum esule me oho na no na afesu omo hu nzem obehia ena ehu akansa obaboa ama de me yaba no na ase etu.
It's been reported that 412 cases of outbreak of cholera in the Futu municipality has taken 3 lives. The Speaker, currently we have the affected people in the Winneba Municipal Hospital, the Winneba Health Center, and the UEW Clinic. Mr. Speaker, the facilities there are very stressed. Most of these cases are coming from the shores of Winneba, the Inshona. Mr. Speaker, currently, according to the Municipal Health Director, they need operational expenses including funds for fuel, sanitation efforts, procurement of urgent supplies, essential medical supplies and treatment kits, as well as other logistical support for education and public awareness. The Municipal Assembly has no funds to support their program to help educate and to help our people who are suffering in various health facilities. Mr. Speaker, on my part, as a Member of Parliament, I've made available a pickup to enable the Health Directorate continue with its education and supported them with some funds for their activities. Mr. Speaker, this is not enough. The central government must immediately intervene to save lives. The people are suffering. We also need additional supporting staff to be deployed to Winneba. Mr. Speaker, the Minister of Health must direct other health professionals to support the directorate to enable them contain this unfortunate outbreak.
Yako ensanfufu ko pemu wo Asante Mantomu Jewura oye Dr. Frank Amwakoyene ono no yo swafo shoman Ghana Asante Mantomu ahinkro no mu na ode aprobo hye dokopemu ewo kejetia egosi bia wo eno okasa no chem dem yehwe the Central Market Redevelopment Project Jumedin Warrior na okoye pa na wo match bosom dotodo edu enum wo afi apeme bien ene eduenu ebasa na chede yereko mfi ebien manyi ne sa na ejabra ne be unit ewo ho a shops ahodo be ye eduenum anan 54 wo hyewe no bepem na mabre wundi ho dwuma January yara bosom yare mu ya ne da otodo General Busumi Ochemi, na Dr. Do Edwenu Anan, wa free up me be Nedunu Numi. No so shows by Airbnb so de or say ewa. No spap mabre 1 year. Enti Yevra or your doctor Frank Amwako in Kopu Ewano. And also to a gozi for in them. Or someone palm. When you abutar, one more now comment on Yemupa won't put one hands down. No oboshe na the was I say Bia Wobiano. We tum edi wujuma edi amawan.
Two issues with phase 1. One, the front of phase 1, just opposite the zoo, needs to be cleared off. You realize that there's been huge encroachment with taxi drivers and trotro station being established over there. I've tasked the KMA, the KJTR management and the regional police command to make sure that that place, because if there is any emergency, that is the only exit that can contain most of the people. So that place needs to be cleared. And they're going to work on that starting tomorrow. The second issue has to do with the area where we had the first fire incident. So it's a huge area. We've engaged the contractor. They need 2 weeks to be able to fix that space. And in that 2 weeks period, we will need to cordon off that area. So we've invited the management of KMA and also the leaders, the traders, their leadership, so that we can have that engagement and then we can agree on the time and then the date that we would give the contractor that 2 weeks that they need in order that they'll be able to fix it. The management has record of every trader who was initially allocated that space. So if that is their fear, I want to assure them that once the place is fixed, we'll make sure that whoever rightfully deserves to have a place there will have their own. It wouldn't be resold to them as per the fears I picked from the field. So these are the key issues that we picked with the rounds that we made. Sanitation is a huge issue. It's a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. I'm sure you followed the trip to the washrooms and also to the drains, and they are all blocked. And I get the impression that anytime there is raining or the rains fall, there is flooding all over the place. So we've engaged the management. They are to come together with the chief director. We'll meet them on Thursday. Then we'll be able to holistically look at the management of the place in the first place and how we'll be able to put things under proper perspective and control pending the completion of the phase 2. After the phase 2, then we look at the development of the phase 3. You are aware that KJT has a phase 3 that is yet to roll out. But once we are done,
Yanko and Sanfu from Yenfree Asante Mantomu Yanko Pemu Atoye Mantomu. Oswa for sure Atoye Mantomu Mecha Western Regional Minister Yera Joseph Nelson. Naso Odnejuma Ashishadu Ewa Woko Pemu Ewa Nason Yewo na one Regional Coordinating Council for Ena Afe Pain Forward Draw what day Jumanan Wono on 1 18 Kitan Wuzibi out that Gwecha one them. On says now Bunwebo Yatu. I will be a day where Junpo be another word be at Babade. No, the Madid ya Wobwama to Yamantum, another mine Ghana, where too much fun to pay for no Fabra. The margin of the magic, ain't he or did Medibiaba, Nigmeld Nossna Watson day, open door policy. Nanchas in our factory feel free. And now one the other commando, Zenim the Eba can above one. Now what to my mind gun to my friend the Papa Frenum. Fabram, and Shemo the Canal on the Regional Security Council for Metro Research and the head of department, no, the staffs are what were RCC, I was a candidate crowd what I am antemono, and on one share. Other the men summer would we, other two anymore also on the Obiamwe now number can how ancient, Miss Bob Wamino, it's my fanta papa Ifra.
There's one thing that binds all of us, and that is service to this dear nation of ours. Whatever service you are offering, and what I'm going to offer, are going to be at the heart of the welfare of the people. It's just a reminder that whatever we've been doing up to this time, I have come, that will reinforce it.
Addressing members of
my attention, trust me, we'll resolve them as much as we can. As regional minister, I cannot claim to know everything happening at any point, in time across the region.
for the Western
eti Abusua ono so onenyen yamfa KASE3BO no nkɔwie ɛwɔ Director General the National Road Safety Authority Yewra Abraham Amaliba ono na so ne yekupu emu na ono so akasa achemu dem yesho manga na ha footbridge nsa wɔso wa ya menimpa de onfado mesmo be kar nkotuma agbon no na okobrane we jansa woso no nam kar kwanim na okutwam ade be kyen betikal yi na hwo pan ade betikal yi na bo pan na wa hwe no koye yayo de minti no enwon kru ya so besansa de musehan na wa akokọ abana so ne awodo ye pe food bridge abamba ye food bridge na mo na wie we mo nwie so a won fado na won na makwan maka bon basabasa enti Yewra Abraham Amaliba akasa achem de on no se we food bridge ni wie wodem adesinem ebit de la pass tetegu ana na asefo no ye mo ni wie na se we wan fado na won obi nam kar kwan mu wrade yakopon e chi no becho watch so asotwe bi ya de ho bia no wode bomo.
Extra indiscipline is also a cause of accidents, even though we have said that driver indiscipline is the major cause, but we also have pedestrian indiscipline. And so, with my background as a lawyer and looking at the law that established the authority, we have the power to enforce the strict use of the road. I think that for a long time this has not been activated, and so we find that people go away with offenses. But I can assure you, as I said somewhere, there's a new sheriff in town.
Abusua enti ono sonyen aha ena embreno abma kwan mamete ewiaber Abusua kase akan KASE3BO no mezibesi amo asadan koma Big Family Multimedia Institute BFM Store Trustees Network Group and Afi Center for Trade and one waka ho bi ena mede KASE3BO no bosomo one obo mechi dom nso biom akosua adepa ena abna papa bi we na what time echi mansami mezebe badano okin Kenya watamanka ende ewiabere ezin amejido aranyana Ejats Kobana Dodona from Ejats school time was porcupine. Mema way na mo eniti nisha adeshi makrawan.
You are listening to Big Family Radio. Big Family Radio.